Good evening. I'm Deborah Gist, Superintendent of Tulsa Public Schools, and I'm so pleased to be here with you tonight with my wonderful colleagues, Superintendent Stacy Butterfield from Jenks Public Schools, Superintendent Kurt Hartzler from Union Public Schools, and Superintendent Steve Tiger from Tulsa Technology Center. We're here with enthusiasm about sharing with you that education is a foundational concept of our city's economic development. Education affects everything: quality of life, our workforce, sales tax generation, connecting people, public safety, and public health, just to name a few. Our children are our most unique asset, and investing in them will move the needle for Tulsa. With just one measure, our graduation rate, we can demonstrate a return on a Vision 2025 investment in education. Even with modest increase in our graduation rates, we have evidence that the increases in annual earnings, home sales, local tax revenue, plus savings in public safety and public health, among other things, will easily return those investments to our community. When you combine this with a higher quality of life for all residents, this is a great investment for Tulsa. We have 3 different collaborative proposals: student safety, career pathways, and Teach Live T-Town. Superintendent Butterfield will begin with the important topic of student safety.
Safety First, simple title, straightforward, safety first for all of Tulsa.
There's no sidewalks, so they either have to walk in someone's grass on their property or in a street, which provides other issues of safety. Cars could hit them. Sometimes kids, being kids, get overly rambunctious and run around, and it could cause a very serious accident somewhere. So we have that as something that we have to contend with. It is something that needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed soon because it's a very dangerous situation. There's no sidewalks for kids to walk on, and it's just a very narrow corridor for where Jackson's situated for the kids to come to school and to leave on a safe manner. So we need your help in alleviating that problem.
By focusing on safety first, we can enhance the quality of life of Tulsans by attracting and retaining families who are excited about living in our Tulsa neighborhoods. And we have 2 objectives with this particular proposal. First, provide safe connectivity for our students and all of our Tulsa citizens that are walking in and around our schools. Secondly, to provide a unified radio communication system within our 3 Tulsa school districts here this evening, as well as the emergency response agencies. When we look at pedestrian safety, you have a picture of Academy Central Elementary School here, and when you look at that picture, you do not have a crosswalk, no lights, poor signage, and no sidewalks, as we were mentioning in the video. We need sidewalks, we need lighting, we need crosswalks and bus shelters. When we talk about pedestrian safety, it begins first with highly visible crosswalks as an indicator to students and adults as a safer place for them to cross instead of from that patchy grass to the other patchy grass or from parking lot to patchy grass. They need the visible sidewalks or crosswalks, excuse me. The signage enables us to have those reflective signages, in the early morning hours and in the evenings as well. When we look at pedestrian safety, some of our schools are lacking sidewalks. We need sidewalks in and around our schools to improve the safety of all of our pedestrians. When we look at adding lighting, we're looking at not only new lighting, but also improving lighting because it adds to the safety of our schools. And then the installation of bus shelters, not just for our school students, but also adults. If we place these bus shelters strategically, we're not only sheltering our students from inclement weather, but also those adult citizens that are catching the buses. So granted, this comes at a cost. If we were to merely focus on 2 school sites in most need in all 3 of our school districts, we're looking at about $1.3 million. If we look at all of the needs that have been identified at all of our Tulsa sites, then we're looking at $14.5 million. And then we come back to our second objective of installing a new 800 megahertz radios and consoles throughout our school districts to build that unified communication system within the districts, but then also with the emergency responders. And for those of you that, you watch, you see the media, when there are catastrophic events, one of the most frustrating pieces that you will hear from our emergency responders when they arrive at the scene is the inability to communicate. And this right here will help keep not only our students safe and those adults that are in our schools, but also others in the community. So obviously, this too comes with a cost, but we're looking at about $865,000 to do that within all of our schools.